everybody. How y'all doing? I want to welcome y'all to the third episode of Fast Forward Future. Today, I have a very special guest. I'm here with my trusty co-host, Mr. Derek Taylor.
Hello, everyone.
And we also have joining us today, famed Bard, the Bard of Lafayette, Sir Charlie Novak. How you doing? How you doing, Charlie?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Charlie. So, before we get started, I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Who's Charlie?
Who's Charlie? A songwriter and a multi-instrumentalist and y'all's friends.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess I'm a teacher and a musician and a songwriter.
And where you teach at?
I work at a Guitar Center with you, and I work with PACE at the ACA. It's Teaching Artist Program.
Okay.
And I taught at one school this last school year. I taught at a charter academy.
Oh, Renaissance? Lafayette Renaissance? That's what's up, man. So, today, we are going to be kind of keeping it light here. We're going to spend a good bit of time talking about our top 10s. Yes, albums, favorite albums specifically. We might, to a certain extent, get into musicians or whatever, but I want to keep it nice and concise. So, real quick, Mr. Taylor, what have you been up to, sir?
Oh man, getting ready to go back to fucking college.
And what you gonna study, man?
I'm studying psychology.
That's great. I think that fits well.
I think so. As he said the same thing, so I think so. But I mean, other than that, honestly, this is gonna sound real hippy dippy, but I've been getting into meditation lately. So just to not, the chaos and stuff like that, to have that die down. But other than that, and musically, I've been writing some new songs here and there. We're doing a cover show May 2nd. May 3rd, May 3rd.
Doing a cover show?
Good cover show at Adopted Dog Brewery. It's acoustic cover show, so that should be fun. And
what about you, Charlie? You got any shows coming up?
I got 2 Thursday shows at the Loose Caboose. With Genuine Mustard.
All right, May 1st. I heard that.
May 1st and May 22nd.
Catch Genuine Mustard. Hey, that's my boy, General Mustard. Matthew, what's his last name?
Huval.
Matthew Huval. That's my boy. And what are the dates one more time?
May 1st and May 22nd.
All right, y'all heard it here first. Go catch Genuine Mustard.
And Henry, do you have any dates coming up?
Coming up, New Natives, we're gonna be doing, and I probably shouldn't say. Well, I can say this: we're gonna be doing a show at Sunday's Soda Fountain. They're starting to do late nights, and I think we're gonna be the first band to do that. And we're gonna play on May 10th, and we're gonna start after Art Walk.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's a huge chance that you could catch New Natives out on the street during Art Walk too that same day.
Go New Natives. Also May 10th, my band Mayrunner also has a show at Magnolia BMX and Indoor Skate Park. Playing with a couple bands. We're playing with Odie, which we haven't played with in a long time, probably since our second show, so about 10 years. And we're also playing with a band called Silvercat Baby. So that should be really, really fun. And we're considered a pop punk band.
Mayrunner?
Yes.
No.
I wouldn't say so, but
I don't
it does fit, I guess, in that aesthetic, but I don't think so. I feel like this is just an evolved version of whatever. But Charlie, this is your show. This is what we're doing here.
Yeah. So
I have a question for you.
All right.
So there's a bunch of stuff that I've been wanting to know about you personally. I know that you play in the Fizz gigs. I know that you play in Genuine Mustard, and I know that you do solo gigs too by yourself. So when did you decide that? Oh, I'm gonna do music. This is something that I'm passionate about. I know that your brother was a musician as well. So when did you decide that this is what I want to do too?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's really been in my family. My dad dropped out of school to Thanks. My dad dropped out of school to try to be in a band, and he did that for 3 or 4 years before he went back to school. My mom's always been a singer. My sister's always been a singer. Like you said, my brother's been in bands. But probably as soon as I got into high school, I found my first people to jam with. And it was not great. We didn't have a name. We played like Red Hot Chili Pepper covers. But I would say like 14, 15, I started trying to write music, and I really liked it.
So, high school age, starting to write music a little bit. Henry, when did you decide that you wanted to be a musician? I know that you grew up in the church, but when did you want to be a musician?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think there was ever a point that I decided that I wanted to be a musician. I just always played music. I didn't really get serious about it until high school. At one point, I wanted to be a paramedic.
I remember this.
And I'm gonna give you all a short version of that story. Long story short, I was working. I was with the Acadian Ambulance Explorers, which is almost like scouting, but for people who intend on working as a paramedic. And I was, working at the 4th of July festival in Erath, and a little kid got hit by a truck, and his head was open.
Jesus Christ.
And he didn't pass out. So he was like screaming like bloody murder. And after that was over, and they took him away in the ambulance, I took my little vest off and I was like, here, I'm going home. And they were like, okay, you coming back tomorrow? I'm never coming back.
And he said we're going to keep it light.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
Almost immediately I switched, because when I went into college, at first my major was criminal justice. If you know me, that's not a good major for me. I would not be a good in law enforcement for various reasons. But I changed my major to music education during orientation. Actually, like that very day, I was like, I want to do music ed, and they were like, okay. And then I auditioned. My first audition was terrible. I didn't make it. But, it wasn't even the audition that was bad. I failed my theory test. But then my mom made me study. Yeah. And then I went back and, aced it. Then I did bad on my audition.
I failed my first audition, too, with Troy, bro.
Really?
Well, we have to remember, too. I do remember when you failed the audition. What I also remember is that you got in a really bad car accident, too.
Yeah. I did that audition. I think I did it before the accident, and then I ended up because it was like near the end of high school, and I got in an accident. I knew I was already in after the accident, before the accident actually. So basically, what happened was for my audition, I went in there. I was supposed to play a snare drum solo, a mallet solo, and I did not learn any of that. I did not have it. Did not have any solos prepared. None of it. And Trevor was like, well, do you play drum set? I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. So he sat me down and was like, okay, play this. And he started calling out a bunch of different kind of grooves. And I think what really surprised him was the fact that when he started to call out like the Latin grooves, I was able to play them. Like a lot of high school drum set players, like if you tell them to play a soca or like a bolero or something like that or calypso, like they're not going to be able to do it. I wasn't. But for some odd reason, that year, I'd randomly decided to start learning grooves that I didn't know, and so I started printing a bunch of sheet music, and most of it was like Latin stuff, and I think that was what made the difference. So yeah, man. So today we're here. We want to get into top tens. I think I'm gonna start with mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll hear from you guys.
Well, I thought we should start with Charlie.
This is my show.
Okay. Okay.
Barty.
This is my show.
Cubbins. Bartholomew Cubbins.
I will say mine is heavily inspired by yours.
Oh.
I looked at yours and I was like, some of these I can't put the same one. That would be boring.
I think a lot of ours are inspired by each other's.
That's exactly what I told him when he sent me his top 10, and I was like, there's a few that we share, so I had to change mine.
Just because a lot of stuff that Deverick introduced me to a lot of music and vice versa. So, real quick, I'm gonna go through mine. I'm gonna go through mine real quick, and we'll go around the room. So, mine are in no particular order. These are unranked. Number one, unranked. So I'm not gonna say numbers. I'm stupid.
Stop being stupid, dude.
Stupid. So, Demon Days by Gorillaz, Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, Smashing Pumpkins, Mute Math by Mute Math, Asia by Steely Dan, OK Computer, Radiohead, Super Unknown, Soundgarden, Heavier Things, John Mayer, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick Lamar, Triple X, Danny Brown, Crash, Dave Matthews Band, honorable mention, which honestly should be on the list. I should switch one out, make it honorable mention. Stop Making Sense, Talking Heads.
Cool. I'm surprised you picked Heavier Things.
It was a good album, man.
I like that one. That was just not the one I thought.
Would anyone else like to share?
Yeah, I'll go
Mr.
ahead.
Mr. Novak. Hold on.
So
let me get you on. Let me get you on here. Okay, Mr. Novak. What?
I put the Pumpkins first. I know for a fact because I saw that. But I put Siamese Dream.
Good album.
So I didn't put this in any rank either. But
It's
I put
hard to.
But I put them chronologically. Like I just
That's
thought of them.
odd.
I thought of them chronologically. So I had like Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, and Nirvana. Nevermind. You asked me earlier about when did I want to start playing music. Nevermind.
Oh.
I heard Nevermind, and I just like.
Really?
I connected with those songs.
Okay.
Like that was the first time I listened to a whole album and didn't
skip anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like each song. I was like, this is crazy.
That's a huge criteria for me. Like,
Yeah,
I have to be able to listen to each song.
That was the first one I ever remember. So, and the songs were really easy for me to learn because they're ridiculously
Accessibility
easy.
is important.
So yeah, those two are first. Siamese Dream, great songwriting. They have the same producer too, which is Butch Vig.
Butch Vig, yeah, he's great.
Then I got some more acoustic stuff. We got Wilco, Yankee, Hotel Foxtrot.
I love that album.
Our Endless Numbered Days by Iron and Wine.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I guess I didn't put it chronologically. Shit. Okay. Nick Drake, Pink Moon.
Yes.
Elliott Smith, Either Or. And then we got Dive, the album Deceiver. I think it's 2018. This is a local guy, Dylan LeBlanc, Cautionary Tale.
Really? Okay.
It's a very cool album. Andrew Bird, I put two of his albums I couldn't pick. It's Finest Work Yet and Noble Beast. My Morning Jacket.
Okay.
Evil
that's good.
Urges. And I put Dr. Dog, and they have a very random pop album called Critical Equations that I also love every
Any
song.
honorable mentions?
I was talking to Deverick about it. Harvest Neil Young.
Cool.
So yeah, that one's a great one.
I saw. I didn't see it, but the only My Morning Jacket album I own is the album Z.
Yeah, that's another great
Yeah.
one. It's hard to pick.
It's good. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go with mine, and I'm gonna add one more to my honorable mention that I didn't.
All right.
All right. So mine is "Good Apollo 1" by Coheed and Cambria, "Distance and Comfort" by Ben Kinney, "Morning View" by Incubus, "Clarity" by Jimmy Eat World, "How It Feels to Be Something On" by Sunny Day Real Estate, "To Pimp a Butterfly" by Kendrick Lamar, May, or "Destination Beautiful" by the band May. Shut up. Porcelain by the band Sparta, Monsters on Maple Street by the Smirk, Bad Motorfinger by Soundgarden, which I think we were going to plan on talking about why these albums mean, but my honorable mention, one of them is Melancholy and Infinite Sadness by Smashing Pumpkins. This one is one, I don't care what anyone says, Meteora by Linkin Park.
That's cool.
Why would anybody have anything to say?
Because you know how people can be.
If anybody have anything to say about it, they a bitch.
Thank you. I have on here as well, Caress of Steel by Rush, Rush's third album.
Really? Okay.
Which is like, that's the first Rush album I ever got, so like it holds a special place. And I was going to add one of my honorable mention, and this is the one I'm going to add, and I can't believe I didn't put this in the top 10. Doolittle by the Pixies.
Tight.
The song Debaser changed my life.
I like Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova, they have a song on there called Rock Music. That is probably one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life.
So we got Charlie here today with us, and as I told y'all before, he's the Bard of Lafayette. He's gonna.
I'm interested what you meant by that.
I don't know what I mean.
Never played D&D.
Bard.
I've never played D&D.
Neither have I.
Yeah, it's like a character you can.
Yeah, it's like a class. It's musician.
I know it's
Kinda.
it's like an.
But
elf.
like you're traveling, you travel a lot. So it's time for a song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About time for a song.
So young Charles is going to perform his pop hit "Songbird" for you.
Sweet.
Here we go.
Songbird perch outside my window, this melody softly sing out of key. Been one year with my wife and baby. Angel kiss, knees, easy sleep. Always be right where you left me. Hear me out. Spend the night. Set your worth. Songbirds fly. Songbird weep on the willow tree. Every song becomes clear to me. I'll always be right where you left me. Hear me out. Spend the night. Set your mind. Songbirds fly.
I do want to say something. You're back at the quiet hour with I do want to say something though. What I always really loved about your songwriting is it feels intensely intimate. You know, there is the way that you sing with a certain type of like a fragile element to your voice that is like I've always liked how it just sounded like at any moment something, you know, could kind of break. Yeah, like that something's gonna break. So
I appreciate that.
So, like, you know, you as a guitar player, I imagine that's a lot of where you get, you know, the emotion out of your songwriting. But you are a drummer as well. You're kind of a multi-instrumentalist in a lot of different ways. But, like, what is the what is the first type of instrument that kind of pushed you to want to express yourself?
Bro, he's making me laugh. It's definitely guitar.
Okay.
And it still inspires me more than anything else. I've written songs on pianos, even though I don't even count that as one of the instruments I play. But I can always hear, like, even from I have voice memos from when I was 14, just like coming up with a guitar part that already has a melody somewhere in it. That always just inspired me. Like if you can hear the note or the way it rings on the guitar, but. Yeah, the guitar has always kind of picked my brain in the cool way and inspired me.
Well, I think I really can relate to that just because of the fact that I've always felt like, I was a bass player at heart, but for some reason I can get a lot of the emotion out of the guitar. And same thing, with the drums, that it's still a bit of a foreign instrument to me, but it's something that I really want to get better at. So when I hear that, like, the quality in which you write your music and the way that it sounds like you're not doing anything super crazy. One thing that I did like a lot about that song is the way that you decided to bring the melody back in at very strange times. It just doesn't make sense when you do it, but like when I hear it, it's just like, it feels like it's forcing you to stay there. There's not a whole lot of lag time. So I really did like that about the song. Man, great stuff. Henry, what do you have to say? Henry, you're there? What do you have to say about Charlie's song?
All I gotta say is, hallelujah, hallelujah.
I heard some of that in there. You were bringing me to church with my little sad song. But
Yeah.
I appreciate what you said about my voice, though. I think it's funny because if you look at that top 10 list, it's all like the most screaming singers ever. Well, some of them. And I could never sing like that, so I kind of resorted to the opposite.
I gotta say, and Charlie, you know this. My favorite song that you've done is
it Red Sky?
Red Sky, Red Sky.
That's the only song I've ever written on piano.
Red Sky, Red Sky.
But
Red Sky, Red Sky.
do you still play it at church?
Sometimes I do. I sneak it in. They don't notice. If you need Jesus, come to the altar right now. If you love Jesus,
Fix this mic.
come to him right now. I be in church like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, I love you, Jesus.
What a way to make fun of Charlie's song. How about you shut up for like 2 seconds? If you
Charlie,
don't mind?
Bro, that's my uncle.
It's not cool, dude.
I'm Oak. But yeah, no, I like that song a lot. Mainly, okay, so one of the things that hits me about the way you write songs is that they're never bloated. Nothing bugs me more than a song that's bloated. So some people try to like bloat their songs in a bunch of different ways. They try to put a bunch of rhythmic ideas that don't need to be there. They try to jam a bunch of chords into their songs. They try to make melodies that are needlessly complex. And you don't do any of that. And I think that to a certain extent, simplicity is like the life's blood of good music.
Yeah, it's very bare bones, but not in a bad way. Like you may, as I said, it's like there's a fragile quality to the way that you write your songs, and we're as musicians just appreciating you as a musician. I know that one thing that I find a lot about the stuff that you write, to bring to Henry's point about like the bloatedness of a lot of songs, which my song is entirely bloated, but you have it doesn't give you enough time to have ear fatigue. That's a songwriting reflex that not a lot of people have. Like not reflex, instinct. A songwriting instinct that not a lot of people have, where you know when to end it. Yeah. So like, I'm kind of going on that same thing. Like, what is one of your favorite songs that you've written? You don't have to name the favorite, but what is one of your favorites?
It's actually the one I wrote the most recently. that I've barely played. It's called Unforgiven. I'm usually not a lyrics guy, but this one, I thought I did a pretty good job. Like, I gave myself a pat on the back. But just cause like, I thought it was a nice song. And I wrote I really liked the chorus I wrote for it. And that's really hard for me to always just, like, immediately like what I'm doing sometimes. And everyone in the band likes the song, so that makes it easier to love, too.
Lit. So,
Nice, dude.
So I want to start talking about our tens, man. Let's kind of tie our tens into that, man. If you start looking at our lists, we have a lot of artists on both of our lists that tend to do the bare bones, not bare bones, but like not bloated thing. I think my list probably includes artists that does it more so than you guys. Like, for instance, I'm a huge Steely Dan fan. They've never done anything wrong. You can't tell me about anything that they did wrong. I slap the shit out you. All right, I love Steely Dan. And they are known for blows. Granted, that was two guys that got together to write the music that they wanted to write. They started off as writers for CBS.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, they were writing for like CBS or some news channel or some TV station. They started off as staff writers and started making their own shit, and we're of the mindset that we just want to write what we like and what we think sounds good, and if people like it, cool. If people don't like it, we don't really care. And I think that's what made them popular, because if you listen to songs like, and technically, like, this is not really Steely Dan, but this is a song I've been listening to a lot. New Frontier by Donald Fagen. And then to go along with that, The Night Fly. From that album, The Night Fly by Donald Fagen. Dog, them songs got so many chords. So many. And I've tried to learn like a lot of Steely Dan songs on piano. Their older stuff is more accessible because it was a lot more simple. Once they started to get closer to Asia, that's when things started to get really complex. Because Can't Buy a Thrill was pretty laid back. I think what they showcased more in that album than anything was virtuosity. So Reeling in the Years. Like that guitar riff. Great album. But then we got stuff like Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah. Which can have a little bit of bloat to it as well.
A little bit of bloat. But I find that at their core, when it comes to songwriting, simplicity. Because they can write an 8-minute song that's really only like 4 chords, the whole song.
Porcelain of Vasos.
It's about the way you do it.
Yeah, the feel. I mean, like, talking about that top 10 list, and how, like, what are the things that you appreciate about your top 10?
What? My bad.
You good.
Something I appreciate about my top 10, they're all songwriters first. Like, I think a lot of them, they weren't as concerned with performing, but as writing the best music possible.
Yes, Steely Dan, Smash, all of those bands.
Like Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins, they didn't do anything crazy at their shows. They were kind of just themselves.
Yeah.
Kind of just assholes, like punky assholes, and just making snide comments. And then they perform their songs really well, and they're really good songs. And the same thing with all like the acoustic people. Like, they weren't concerned about performing first.
Yeah.
They were concerned about writing a good album when that time came.
So somebody who you put on your list that stood out to me, Nick Drake.
Yeah, that's a prime example
I'm
of what
a
I just said.
huge Nick Drake fan. I think the first song I heard by him was One of These Things First.
That's a
One
great
of
song.
these things
And that's not on
first.
that album I put, but that's another great album.
But you said Pink Moon?
Yeah.
That's a good album too. Nick Drake stood out to me mainly because of his story and mainly because of how, to a certain extent, unknown he is. Nick Drake is one of those musicians that you don't know about unless you really play music. And he's influenced a lot of influential people. I want to say Roger Waters
Whoa, I didn't know that.
says that he's a big influence.
I know that he, while Rolling Stones were making Exile on Main Street, he was there for a lot of the sessions.
Yeah.
And they were all a real big fan of Nick Drake and just the country style. That's kind of where that album has that. Like you take a song like Tumbling Dice or whatever, and you hear just kind of how that has a country type of style to it. But like saying about like one thing that caught me about your list, like off of what you were talking about, was Wilco. And I was a pretty big Wilco fan, especially that particular album. And
Same. I like that album.
and them taking the chance that they took on that album and it becoming, I watched that entire documentary.
I did too. I love that.
Yeah, that documentary is amazing. So I really love that. So like whenever you mention that, like that, I remember, I don't know if Henry remembers this, but I was watching like a Saturday Night Live documentary and they were playing a song. I can't remember what it was, but it was off of that album. And I texted him, I was like, dude, you got to listen to this Wilco album. I don't know if he remembers that or if he even listened to it because of my suggestion, but I do remember telling him that. And it being something, because it like, there were always like songs that I felt like I know he'd like. And that was like a band that I gravitated to. I mean, they lost members, like pretty significant members in that band at the time of them releasing that album. And like Jeff Tweedy's Pelham Blue SG is a guitar I still want, but Jeff Tweedy, kind of being at that time the guy. He was the dude. So I really do like that. And to talk about my top 10, and I think something that kind of we all agree with is coming back to songwriting and talking about like, there's some bloat in the Coheed stuff. I mean,
That's the point.
that's the point of it. They're a prog rock band. But the thing about those, like, the story, all that stuff, but there's a realness to those songs. Mm-hmm. There is a bare bones, like, realness to those songs, and that's what you feel outside of, like, the concept. Is there's this real thing to it. And I think out of, I put on honorable mention Pixies and, like, it being a little bit more rough around the edges and that being such like, that album just speaks to me. But there's one on that album that I wanna point out, and I know that there was one that, like, we wanted to talk about as far as like just similarities, but one that isn't a similarity is Ben Kinney's album Distance and Comfort.
And I gotta say, I should have probably had a Ben Kinney album on mine. If I had to pick one, probably Maduro.
Maduro's a great
It's
album.
my favorite one.
They have It's Not Too Late on that album, which is one of my favorite songs ever, and they also have the Ether on that album too. That's a good.
Mine is Conception and the Funeral.
Oh, I
That
always
was the
after
song that got
something
me.
beautiful. Yeah, that's a good song.
So, and this is a plug, Mr. Kinney, if you see this, Mr. Kinney, if you see this, I just want to let you know we fuck with you. We fuck with you, shout. But if you've never listened to Incubus, don't worry about it. Go listen to Ben Kinney's music.
And to add context, Ben Kinney was the bass player in Incubus for a very long time.
And he serves as a gateway to middle era Incubus. That's how I felt about it.
From Crow Left of the Murder up until their
Just
album 8.
Because after I
Or
listened
they
to
have
his
newbies.
music, his solo music, Incubus was so easy to listen to. Don't get me wrong, they're not a hard band to listen to. But he warms you up to it because the way that he writes music is so accessible and it's just so good. And it's raw. It comes from a place of I don't care about being commercially successful. I care about if this shit slap and if it sound good, which it did.
Well, like to kind of get onto my point about Distance and Comfort, like why that particular album. Because I love Maduro. I liked Burn the Tapes. I like 26 even spoke to me a whole lot. I mean, in later stuff, it has its moments where it really does. But Distance and Comfort, it's a really good sweet spot. It's his third album. And they have a song on there that caught me. It was a song called Eulogy. And that was the first one that really got me.
It makes me want to cry sometimes.
It really got me. And then that's whenever I realized, like, I have a lot of connections to him. And if you know what he looks like, it means a lot to me.
They've
that
spoken.
Yeah,
They have spoken.
Yeah, like this really meant a lot to me, especially at that time in my life where I discovered him. But I was a pretty big Incubus fan. But when I heard like the album Distance and Comfort, heard the song Eulogy, the song Implants, the song 18th Avenue, Fluorescent Yellow, Get It to Go, which Get It to Go is a new neo soul song. So like he's very. he's very varied in his ability to bring together. Oh, good God, be able to bring together a bunch of different styles of music, and he plays everything. So he from top to bottom, he records and plays everything, and he's so ahead of his time.
Yes, he was also one of the pioneers of the four videos.
Yeah,
playing
this
every
like
instrument.
Foursquare where he's playing everything. Also, we can't forget he was a member of the Roots at one point.
Yes, that
he
was
was their
like his
guitar player,
first big gig.
and he was on their album Phrenology, which is a fantastic album. So if you don't, which I should have put that on another top 10, but yeah. So I think out of all of our top 10s, this was such a good list for all of us and what we appreciate in songs. But I think now it's time for you to play a song.
All right, so this one's gonna be rough. I don't have a good sustain pedal. It's broke. My sustain pedal's broken, so makes life a lot harder. But I'm gonna attempt a little chunk it
A little chunk.
of one of my favorite, more recent Dave Matthews songs. It's called Monsters, and it's from his 2003 album, Walk Around the Moon. I like the album because it's a lot more bare bones. I don't think he got rid of people, but they definitely don't have as many people on this album. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Playing wrong notes already. I'm fired. Broke old toy soldiers lined up. 1, 2, 3. Little kid and everything I did just to save my paper queen. 'Cause love won't let me go. No army's gonna save my soul. 'Cause love won't let me go. Nothing in the closet, nothing underneath the bed, just the monsters in your head. Nothing in the closet, nothing underneath your bed, just the monsters in your head. That's all I'm gonna do. I got a little gunk in there. Shouldn't have drank that fucking beer.
Yeah, sure, drink the beer.
Beer.
I never heard that one, but I love that. Is that like a Dave Matthews solo album or Dave Matthews Band?
It's a Dave Matthews Band album.
That's crazy.
And he yeah, man, he well, I don't know why, but like him stripping down his band, like the album he did that had Samurai Cop. Mm-hmm. Oh, joy begin, dog. Like there's barely any horn section, barely any keys, just guitar, and nailed that shit.
He's got I can't remember if it's the same album, but he's got a solo album. It's got a song called Dodo on it, and it's got a song that has like Ring Around the Rosie at the end.
Yeah, that's wait.
Maybe it's two different albums, but those are two specific songs.
He did that on a few different things.
So
But I
Dave
agree with
Matthews
you.
actually was introduced to me by Deverick.
Yes, I was a huge Dave Matthews fan.
And I am now. You went?
I didn't go, but I got a T-shirt.
Show up his shirt.
It's Dave Matthews Band Jazz Fest 2025.
I know they went without me. I was about to beat that nigga ass.
I wish.
Yeah, I wanted to go, man. I saw videos from his set. Killed that shit. I saw videos from Wayne's set too.
Oh, really?
Man, he did
got
a
a lot
great
better.
job.
Oh, hell yeah,
He
man.
did a great job. Am I saying that he should have been given a Super Bowl performance? No, not necessarily. I think Kendrick did what he needed to do for that performance. But yeah, I think Lil Wayne still got it. One thing that all of our lists have in common is the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes.
What's up with that? What's good about them?
Good guitar playing, great drumming. I think we all have different albums, or y'all two have the same?
We had the same.
We had the same. His is an honorable mention.
So what I like about Siamese Dream is how it was produced. I think I said that
Crazy. A lot of work.
already. It's something that I did on a lot of the songs I just recorded was like wall of guitars.
Yes.
Same guitar part with different amps, different pedals. Great songwriting, great guitar playing. Siamese Dream, I think they were having a lot of band problems.
But that's what made it good.
Yeah, and he just recorded everything.
That's what made it
and with a
good.
drummer. And then y'all had talked about Infinite Sadness.
So, part of the story of Siamese Dream, which is one of my favorite stories, was the Jimmy Chamberlain being on drugs and Darcy being on drugs too. There's a story that gets told about Jimmy like disappearing for like 3 days, going on a bender, while they were working on Cherub Rock, which, if you know that album, that's like one of the hit singles from that album.
It's the first song. It's a banger.
Leave it alone. Sorry, my cat
Michael.
was messing with the camera.
Michael.
Come on, buddy. If you want to come up here, come on. But he made me lose my train of thought. But Jimmy disappeared, getting high. When he came back, legend holds that Billy made him play the intro to Siamese Dream until his hands bled. Cherub Rock, yeah. Made him play his intro to Cherub Rock until his hands bled. Which, like, if you know anything about that intro, it's not easy. Some nice long rolls at the beginning, and then it's da 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 da. Which, I mean, yeah, for me, in theory, it's pretty easy. But made to do it till your hands bleed, I don't know. But yeah, and they were just a tight band. Darcy Resky is one of my favorite bass players. Smashing Pumpkins has this long history of having women as bass players, and I gotta say, my ladies, power to women that play bass. Power to Maggie.
Got a lady in my life that plays bass.
His special lady in his life, she plays bass, and dude, she's fucking good.
She writes
like
great
that's
parts.
the thing. Like when I first joined the band, because I'm in fifth gigs with Charlie. When I first joined the group, I would hear Maggie like talk down on herself a lot, like, "Oh my god, I'm not that good. Oh my god, I'm god." I'd be like, "Maggie, you fucking good, bro." And when we went to Texas, some dude was like, "Dude, you're fucking good, man." Like some dude stopped her and was like, just worshiping, like, "You're so good," because she is good. What is good as a musician? Doing your fucking job.
That's right.
Doing your job, and as a bass player, Maggie does that. Tina Weymouth does that.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Kim Deal does that. Melissa Oftermore does that.
Nikki Moninger.
Nikki
does
Moninger from
holding
Silver
this
Something.
shit down.
Tina Weymouth.
Yeah.
So like the thing is, I feel like, and I'll stand on this. I haven't like, proved this theory, but I think that women have an innate sense of groove that isn't really present in most people. I just really feel like
I think to men, groove is more straightforward.
yes.
Whereas when women play bass, they are more subtle.
And melodic. I hear a lot of melody.
Yes.
And like, so when my band started, we had a rhythm section that was all women.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that they, especially at that time, they were so locked in. And like these were, to me, like very top, like high class musicians. Like, they didn't know theory or anything like that, but you don't have to. Like they were just really, really good musicians. And I just remember feeling like, they just had such a tight groove. And then you start, pointing out some of these bass players that are like, Nicole Fiorentino.
Yes. Well, and also, so whenever you listen to Esperanza Spalding,
Oh my God, yeah.
she's a fucking
Tal
genius.
Wickenfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Is that how you say her name? I think I said it right.
whenever I talk about the Talking Heads specifically, in any given Talking Heads song, especially their stuff from like the 70s, like the late 70s, early 80s. What the fuck do you remember about them songs? You remember David Byrne screaming. But then you also remember
boom, doom, 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 doom. Like, dude.
Good example.
I remember teaching that to a kid, and I'm like, hold up.
I didn't remember all that.
Heavy as fuck. Like,
Yeah. Keeping it simple, but keeping it so in the groove,
and
in the pocket.
And also, Talking Heads, man, they had respect from so many people. All right, to do a cover of "Take Me to the River."
Oh, and nail it.
And nail it. And Al Green fuck with your shit. Take me to the river.
Also, I don't want this to go unsaid. You talk about like Tina Weymouth had a hit outside of the Talking Heads and Tom
With the
Tom
Tom Club, yeah.
and so like,
And it's a TikTok song now.
it got reintroduced. Was introduced in the '80s, reintroduced in the '90s with Mariah Carey. I can't remember I can't remember the name of that song, dude. It was like The Stranger of something or Stranger of Love. But it was like, and like,
yeah, and it's
Mariah
like,
Carey had sampled it. And
everybody sampled it.
Glorilla sampled it. No, Megan Thee Stallion sampled it.
So Tom Club was her, and who's the drummer from Talking Heads?
Her husband, I can't remember.
The drummer from
his
Talking
name.
Heads is her husband. Tom Club is just them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never heard any of that.
They're good. They're pretty good.
What's the name?
But they're not Talking Heads. I'm gonna say that. Don't go listen to Tom Club expecting Talking Heads. And also, I'm gonna say this because people.
Genius of Love was the name of that song.
Yes. So people don't think about this too. Man, Adrian Bellew,
From King Crimson.
that ball made the Talking Heads.
And he was in Talking Heads. And he was in Frank Zappa's band.
That ball made the Talking Heads during the Stop Making Sense era. He fucking made that band just because his guitars and the amps and the effects that he used, they have this like very specific, like springy, like wah, wah, like sound that he goes for. Like sounds like, I don't know. It's like you ever watch a cartoon and somebody gets hit on the head and then they're like, that's what his shit sounds like. But it's good. It's great. And like Adrian Bellew also doesn't play guitar like a guitar player. He plays guitar in a very rhythmic fashion.
Yeah.
Almost just slapping that shit. And I love that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
No, you gotta take it.
so like, yeah, sorry. I mean, like a pioneer in MIDI guitar.
Yes.
You know, being able to expand his sound the way that he expanded it. It became the singer of King Crimson.
Great singer.
And
Great singer.
and that was like the first time that King Crimson ever had really a 2-guitar band. And then even in that song with like kind of the dissonance and like the down, it's all that
And
stuff.
then how they added an extra beat to one of those phrases.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great song. I mean, like, I believe Tina Weymouth actually said they were going to kick out David Byrne, and they wanted Adrian Bellew to like.
He can sing like David Byrne.
To replace him.
He sound a lot the same.
It was going to ask him to replace him, but he. Not a savior, a saint.
Yeah, man.
Imperfect in a way. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is just the stupidest, funniest, worst story ever. My brother used to live in Denver and ordered a pizza right next to David Byrne. And everyone was really scared to talk to him because he's just a little scary. Like, his presence is just like, don't talk to me. He doesn't want to be fucked with. But my brother ordered a pizza right next to him.
Because we got to get into some more performances. So I was going to do a song that was in, one of me and Henry's, the band that we were in around high school. Looks like he got it. The band that you're in, we were in around high school. I was going to do a song called New Leaf, but I decided against it because I don't want to have a forgetful moment. So I'm going to play a song that I definitely can play, and this is a song by my band Mayrunner, and the song's called In the Middle. So hope you enjoy it.
favorite part about your songwriting, since you were so nice earlier?
Okay.
I don't think I could ever play guitar like that and sing at the same time. Like, you always have these great riffs on top of really good hooks. I think that's like a crazy skill. Like, I hate playing riffs while I'm singing. I can't do it. I fucking suck at it.
Well, I appreciate that. I remember when we started playing, there was this thing that Henry told me one time, because we were a three-piece when we started. And it was one thing he told me. He said, all three pieces are virtuosic musicians. And I was like, well, that means I have to be like a really good player. Then we got a guitar player that was like way better than me that came into the band. And I was like, well, I'm going to let him handle all that. And then I kind of wanted to get back into more, I don't know, like not skillful, but like a little bit more detailed guitar work.
It's not even flashy either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you don't try. You
It's
don't
just
want
more
to be
involved. Like,
Yeah.
Gotta function. It's always gotta function.
Well, I think the blending of this stuff, because I played lead guitar in a band for a long time, and I knew I wanted to hear a certain thing. So whenever I came to this band, whenever I first started like playing in Mayrunner, I just wanted to mix the two things, where it's like I wanted something functional, but it was melodic and it sounded good. So I tried, I guess unknowingly, really tried to blend those two styles. But like, yeah, I just like that.
well, seems like we're having more technical difficulties, but it looks like we might be approaching our time anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been here with Mr. Charlie Novak. Say hello one more time, sir.
Hello.
The Bard of Lafayette. And I am Henry Holmes here with Derek Taylor.
Thank you so much for watching Fast Forward Future. I will say again, go check out Charlie's gigs. When are your gigs again?
May 1st and May 22nd with Genuine Mustard, and I actually forgot one. I think these are your friends, or maybe I have a show, I think, May 17th with Dairy Free at the Boom Boom Room.
Tight.
I forgot about that one. That's Charlie Novak.
Henry?
So y'all heard it here first, man. Fast Forward Future with the technical difficulties.
The good old TDs.
The good old TDs. Y'all put that shit in y'all tape deck and play it.
That's right.
Y'all have a good night.